Regret. It's one of those things that lingers for ages. It haunts you. It festers you. When there's nothing left to distract you, when you're all alone, regret is there. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. All those moments you had in life where you had the chance to act, the chance to take the risk, the chance to say yes, but you didn't. And now that event is just a question mark in your mind. A reminder of what could have been instead of a true memory. The pain of regret is far worse than failure. We all know that failure hurts. It stings, but at least you know that it hurts. At least you've actually tried, and you can tell yourself that. Regret is a slow burning death. It reminds you day in, day out what could have been. It's the weight of knowing what could have happened if you just went for it. If you just sent that text. If you just uploaded that video. If you just passed that test. The worst part about it is that you can never go back. It's gone. What's done is done. You cannot undo inaction. The window is already closed, and you're just left with a ghost of you that never lived. Think about this for a second. How many things in your life have you really put off? How many opportunities have you let slip by you? How many opportunities have gone because you were afraid or you doubted yourself? You kept telling yourself, I'd start tomorrow, I'll start tonight, I'll start next week, I'll start next month, I'll start next year. Until the choice was made. Not by you, but by time. And now, instead of reaping the benefits of failure, which could have been growth, or reaping the benefits of success, which could have been everything you wanted, you are stuck with regret. Failure, like I said, is completely different though to regret. Failure is the proof that you had the balls to try it. It is painful, yeah, but it's also very productive. Failure teaches you, it sharpens you, and it helps you adapt to the next step. You can fail and still end up moving forwards. Any progress is better than none. You can keep on failing, and you can keep on failing, but in the end you can still win. However, if you never even end up trying, you lose by default. The turtle is always going to beat the... Fuck, no, I messed up that analogy. I think I'm trying to say that even the slowest racer, the slowest runner, can beat the person who never tried. Even if they're accredited as the fastest man in the world, if they never leave that first step, because what if I injure myself, or what if I embarrass myself? The slowest runner will still beat them 100% of the time. To be completely real, no one is immune to failure, obviously. There's 0 people on this planet who can succeed every single time. However, the point is to fail. Every single successful person that you look up to and admire has failed thousands of times. They've failed so many more times than you definitely have. The complete difference between you and them is the fact that they didn't let failure stop them. They didn't let failure define them. They took failure as the lesson they needed and they moved on. Meanwhile, those who played it safe, those who failed once and thought they did enough, they're the ones who are stuck at the start. They're the ones drowning in the what ifs, in the question marks, and in the retrospection. Regret is poison. It's a slow creeping virus, and the only antidote to it is to try. It's to act and it's to move. Doing the thing, even when you're scared, is the number one fix to regret. Like I said before, failure, no matter how brutal it is still progress. Regret is just a dead end. Ask yourself seriously, are you willing to risk the pain of regret just to avoid the temporary sting of failure? Are you really going to sit back and let fear steal your future? Because whether you realize it or not, every single time you've held yourself back, you've already made the choice. And that choice was regret. One day you're going to wake up and you're going to wish that you took yourself seriously for once. And you're going to wish that you'd just taken the fucking chance. Just one time. Don't be the person that lets your future self hate you for the inaction of today. If you must, fail. Fail over and over and over. Keep failing until one time you succeed. However, don't let regret be your story. Because in the end, failure is temporary and regret is forever. So now I'm going to go over some actionable steps that you can take to genuinely help you move from regret and move into failing until you win, until you succeed. So one of the first things that you can do is to break down your goals and to start with something small. Find one thing that you've been commonly avoiding. One decision, one action, anything. And Take the first step of that today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. And when I say today, I don't mean put it off until after your TikToks are done, until after you're done eating or something. Get that done as soon as you physically can. Because I know that a lot of you are going to leave that till the last minute, and then you're going to be like, alright, I'll do it tomorrow morning. You never end up doing it. And guess what? It just becomes another byproduct of regret. You also have to set a deadline for this task. Without having a deadline, you start to hesitate. It starts creeping in. If you give yourself a set amount of time to make a move and then commit to it, you can force your body into believing that it's such an urgent matter that you will get it done. You also need to silence the doubt that comes with this action. If fear tells you you're not ready, you need to push through that fear. No one ever feels ready. Readiness comes once you've started the action. Surrounding yourself with people who also take these risks is also a great factor that can improve this. If you're always around people who settle for comfort, they decide not to do these things with you, they decide not to take that risk, or they decide to stay at home and play games instead of studying for that test, I'll do it tomorrow, whatever. Any scenario applies. You're going to become docile, you're going to become them. You need to find those who push their limits, those who fail and then get back up, fail again, and then get back up again, and continue that cycle. And you need to become one of them and learn from them. There's a reason you have one mouth and two ears, because you need to listen more than you talk. You also need to embrace discomfort. Everybody knows that growth is uncomfortable and nobody wants to do it. Doesn't matter how you do it. You can do it scared, you can do it anxious, you can do it uncertain. As long as you do it, that's what matters. If you're uncomfortable, it means you're stepping into something that's bigger than yourself. It means that you're actually achieving things that you're nervous to try, which is a solid thing to be proud of, because it means you're breaking out of that comfort zone that so many people just jerk themselves off in, who think they're actually moving forwards in life. The real progress happens outside of that circle where you feel distrayed. And at the end of the day, you're the architect of your own life. No one's going to come and hand you the opportunities. No one else is going to force you to chase that potential. That's all on you. And yeah, of course, failure is scary. But what's scarier? Looking back 10 to 20 years from now and realizing you let fear win? Or just a few failures, just a few bumps in the road? I'd rather slow down and go over a speed bump than pull over to the side and park. I think it's scarier to think that you never even gave yourself a chance to compete than going to the front line and falling and not even qualifying. You have to take control now. You have to make a promise to yourself, and not just try to make this promise, but actually commit to something for once. You need to grab yourself by the balls and fucking do something for once, because so many times you're just lazy. You're just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Commit yourself to being the kind of person who takes risks, who embraces the failure, who refuses to regret, and who refuses to let regret be the defining force of your life. Your future isn't waiting for you. It's happening right now. There is no past, there is no present, and there is no future. I kind of fucked that up, but it's now. Now is where everything matters. So go, move, fail if you have to, but whatever you do, don't stop and don't stand still.